Good afternoon, student. This is the lecture number 2 of first unit, that is Introduction to Measurement System. In the last lecture, we have studied the scheme of material measurement system. Then, what are the different topics that we will have to cover in the measurement system? Then, reference books, what are the textbook, and we will have to prepare while studying that measurement system. uh, in the second lecture we will have to study the measurement, what exactly the measurement. Okay, so we have heard that word measurement many times, but what exactly it does mean? It is the act or a result of a quantitative comparison between a quantity whose magnitude is unknown with a similar quantity whose magnitude is known. म्हणजेच काय म्हणता येईल की दॅट क्वांटिटेटिव्ह कंपॅरिझन विथ व्हॉट द क्वांटिटी विच इज unknown to us with the quantity which is known to us. And here that unknown quantity is referred as a measurement and known quantity is referred as a standard. Means what exactly we are doing? We are doing the comparison between the measurement and standard for the measurement. Okay, the input to the measuring system is known as measurement and the output is called as measurement. Means whatever the system or whatever the instrument we are using in that case, so what we will provide to it, that instrument we are providing the measurement. Means unknown magnitude we are providing to instrument, and that instrument is giving us the known quantity or known amount. Okay, and which is known as a measurement. Okay, in the diagram we can observe here that process of comparison, that is measurement. But what we are doing, the quantity to be measured, means measurement we are providing to the process or system, and that system is internally doing the comparison between the standard and the measurement. Okay, and giving the result, that is measurement. Okay, understood? That we have studied in the previous lecture also. In case of this block diagram, we are the input signal uh, in between the measurement system and output signal, which is nothing but the measurement. Okay, so which is nothing but the measurement. Are you getting it, everyone? Okay, then next we will have to study the significance of measurement. What are the different significance possessed by the measurement system or measurement that we will have to sorry to specify a certain quantity. Means first significance काय आहे की it specify the certain quantity, that is length of rod, temperature of the hot body, temperature of the cold body. Okay, it specify the uh, any parameter in terms of quantity. Testing quality, efficiency, cost of the product. Measurement is in terms of testing quality, efficiency, cost of the product. And second, the third significance is to study and analyze different element of any machine structure. म्हणजे कोणतंही मशीन स्ट्रक्चर असेल ते त्याचे स्टडी आणि ॲनालाइज करणं, दॅट इज द डिफरंट एलिमेंट ऑफ द एनी मशीन. ओके, नेक्स्ट सिग्निफिकन्स काय? प्रॉपर ऑपरेशन अँड मेंटेनन्स ऑफ इक्विपमेंट अँड प्रोसेसेस. ओके, so whether that instrument is properly giving operation performing the operation, or the maintenance of the equipment is going properly or not. Okay, this is nothing but the another significance. Here the measurement play a vital or very significant role in every branch of scientific research and engineering processes, which include the following, that is controlling of the system, process instrumentation, and data reduction. Okay, means every instrument it is done, that is controlling the system, process instrumentation, and data reduction. Okay, so this is nothing but the significance of measurement system. First significance, what which we have studied, that is automation or automatic control is based on measurement. Then to specify a certain quantity, testing quality, efficiency, cost of product. To study and analyze the different elements of any machine structure, proper operation and maintenance of equipment and processes. Okay, so these are nothing but the different significance of the measurement. Next parameter we will have to study, that is transducer, translator or converter. In the next slide or next topics, while studying the next topic, we will have to go through that this terminology is transducer, translator or converter. Okay, so what exactly it mean? The unit of a measuring system where translation of a measurement takes place is called as transducer or translator. Means what we can say, that the translation of a measurement means translation of a that unknown parameter is converted into some other parameter for the measurement purpose. Means in the next example I will explain you all the things, such as when we I have given one example of digital weighing machine at the grocery shop. Okay, where what exactly we do the weighing of any item. We just have to place that sugar having unknown quantity or unknown weight on the platform of the weighing machine. That unknown quantity exerts some pressure in the downward direction, and there is equal and opposite reaction given by the gauges. Okay, what we can say, strain gauges installed in the that weighing machine, and one parameter, that is force, is converted into weight of that quantity. Okay, so that is nothing but the translation or converter or transducer. Understood? Then next we will have to study the measurement methods. What are the different measurement methods? In that very first measurement method, or we can say that depending upon the requirement and based upon the standard employed, there are two basic methods: direct and indirect measurement. Okay, direct and indirect measurement. The direct measurement का है, the value of a physical parameter that is measured is determined by comparing directly with the reference standard. Okay, so that reference standard, now you have heard that standard or standard reference. Okay, that word you have heard number of time. Okay, so in case of the fuel, we are measuring the kerosene. So you have seen that a conical vessel, that is standard. Then suppose you are interested to measure the length of the any length of some pencil, length of the some pen, or length of the wall. Okay, so in that case, for the measurement of the length of the line, in that case we will use the metal scale or that glass scale. Okay, that is glass scale is the standard. Then we are interested to measure the temperature. In that case, that standard is what? The thermometer. Okay, so these are the standard references. With the help of that standard references, we measure the various measurement, means unknown parameters. Then here example is given: length, mass, time. Okay, so for the measurement of these parameters, we will have to compare the measurement with the standard references. Okay, then indirect measurement. In this method, the comparison is done with a standard through a calibrated system. Through a calibrated system, the measurement is converted into an analogous signal, which is subsequently processed and fed to end device that present the result of measurement. Now here we will take the example of odometer of the pulsar. Odometer of the pulsar means on that digital display panel, as we increase the speed of the bike, in that case what will happen, that on the digital screen the number of or numbers change we can observe. Okay, so what exactly happening, that the front wheel of that, or as well as the rear wheel of that bike, is moving as soon as we are increasing the accelerator. In that case what will happening, the speed of the bike is increasing. So how we can measure? First, that rotating wheel means what? The rotating motion of the wheel is transferred to the odometer in case of the analog signals, and that analog signal is converted into digital signals. Okay, so here what is happening, that rotating speed, what we can say, that the rotating speed is measured in terms of radian. Okay, so RPM, or what we can say, that revolution per minute. Rotating speed of the any vehicle is measured in terms of revolution per minute. That revolution per minute speed is calibrated in terms of kilometer per hour. Is it calibrated in terms of kilometer per hour? That is nothing but the indirect measurement, means one parameter is converted into another parameter. In this case, or in this method, indirect measurement, in this method the comparison is done with the standard through a calibrated system. Is it means exactly we are doing the comparison, one of the type of, but in terms of another parameter. Okay, so the measurement is converted into an analog signal which is subsequently processed and fed to the end device, and that present the result of measurement. Okay, so direct measurement are not be preferred because they involve human factors. आता जर पाहिलं आपण ह्युमन फॅक्टर्समध्ये कोणकोणते येतात, तर लेस ॲक्युरेसी, लेस सेन्सिटिव्हिटी. सपोज मोस्ट ऑफ द टाईम in the class of engineering drawing or machine drawing, the teacher told you take a distance of a 5 centimeter in a compass. Okay, so what we will do, we will take the compass, and one end of that compass is placed at the zero marker on the metal scale or roller scale. Okay, and second end of that compass we will place at the marking of the 5 centimeter, okay, or 50 millimeter. So when we take that distance in a compass, while transferring the same distance or marking the point on the sketchbook, there may be some because of the negligence, our negligence, it will be reduced by 2 mm, or it will be increased by 1.5 mm. Okay, so that direct measurement is a inaccurate, or we can say that are not preferred. It involves the human factors, less accuracy and less sensitivity, because we are not that much sensible or having the sensitivity. Okay, so this method may not always be possible, feasible and practicable. Okay, तेच जर आपल्याला म्हटलं की एखादा ट्रायंगल आहे, तर त्याचा अँगल मेजर करा. अँगल मेजर करण्यासाठी आपण काय वापरतो? डी, बरोबर आहे. तर अँगल मेजर करत असताना आपण काय करतो? वी विल प्लेस दॅट डी ऑन द पॉईंट ऑफ or what we can say, that the point of angle, and we measure from the right side to left side how much degree that line is intersect an angle. Okay, so at that time also we do some errors because of the negligence or low sensitivity, and whatever the angle we have measured by using that standard, that will not be accurate. So that's why direct measurements are not preferable, because they involve some human factors, less accuracy and less sensitivity. Okay, understood? Next, we will have to study the primary, secondary and tertiary measurement. Okay, so these are the types of measurement. So primary measurement, the value of a physical parameter is determined by comparing it directly with reference standard. Okay, so what we can say, that just comparison of a parameter, physical parameter, is determined by comparing it directly with the reference standard. That is nothing but the measurement, means measurement is nothing, is the primary type. Okay, means whatever the basic definition we have studied, that is nothing but the primary measurement. Okay, so a few examples are also given here: matching of two length, matching of two colors, measurement of time. Okay, the primary measurement provides subjective information only. Now subjective information means what? The rod, one rod is longer than other rod, the length of one line is smaller than other line. Okay, then means that kind of information. Only which type of information? The required information is obtained to the senses of sight and touch, and it provides some subjective information, not a quantitative information. Primary measurement. Okay, then next type of measurement, that is secondary measurement. Okay, in secondary measurement, or that secondary measurement is the type of indirect measurement. Indirect measurement is one parameter is measured in terms of other parameter. The indirect measurement involving one translation is called as secondary measurement, and translation we have already studied: translation, conversion, transducer. Okay, so translation means one parameter is converted into other parameter. In case of the secondary measurement, the one parameter is converted into other parameter. Okay, for example, the conversion of a pressure into displacement by means of bellows. Here in the very first diagram 1.2.1, okay, that is bellows convert pressure into displacement. Then conversion of force into displacement by means of spring. Second diagram, that is 1.2.1, 2, that is spring convert force into displacement. Then third example is pressure measurement by manometer. Pressure, you have studied the manometers in the fluid power lab. Okay, then temperature measurement by mercury in a glass thermometer. That temperature measurement करत असताना सुद्धा काय होते की that temperature is converted into length or displacement of the mercury along the length of the glass tube. Okay, pressure measurement by manometer means what? Again, the by comparing the atmospheric pressure and the pressure to be measured. Okay, so that is also used by using the glass manometer or mercury in glass manometer. Now here in the example we can see here, this is the bellows. Okay, here through that opening, through this opening, the pressure P. Okay, when the pressure of the bellows increases, so whatever the length of the bellows, here just 1 second, here means initially that length of the bellows will be this much. Okay, but there is a certain delta amount of this much increase will takes place, that is delta amount of displacement will takes place. Means what? The pressure is measured in terms of displacement. Okay, displacement means what? Length. Okay, are you getting it everyone? Here the or this the what we can say that the simple example, you have blown the balloon with the help of mouth. Okay, in that case what we will do, we blow air through the mouth into the balloon. In that case what will happen, some pressure of air is exerted inside the balloon, and that's why the balloon is blown. Okay, so initially before blowing the air inside the balloon, the length of the balloon is less, but as we blow the air inside the balloon, what will happen, the length of the balloon increases, or what we can say that in that case as we have increases the pressure inside the balloon, so that the extension of the balloon takes place, and that extension is nothing but the measure of displacement or measure of the pressure. Means here calibration is done that pressure is measured in terms of displacement. Okay, pressure is measured in terms of displacement. In the case of spring balance, the most of the students or most of the students have the cotton weighing machines, or what we can say that the spring balance. uh, have you observed or not, I don't know, but in most of the cases अशा प्रकारे 3 पाई असते, बरोबर आहे. आणि याच्या सेंटरमध्ये एक हॉरिझॉन्टल, what we can say the axle, or what we can say the horizontal pin is there, and to the pin one spring balance is mounted here. Okay, on that spring balance scale is provided over here, and on other end the hook is provided. Okay, so to that hook the weight is uh, attached. Okay, so as we want to measure the weight of that unknown quantity, so what will happen, this spring balance will work, this spring balance will work. So how that spring balance work, it will, as we have attached the weight to the hook, other end of the hook, in that case that spring balance or extension of the spring will takes places, and that extension is represented by delta. Means what exactly we are doing, we are applying the force on the end of the hook, and because of that force the spring will become elongated by a certain amount, and that extension is the measure of force, that extension is the measure of force. Means here again one quantity or one parameter is converted into other parameter, means what, force is converted into extension of the spring. Is it understood why it is called as a secondary measurement? Because there is the one translation takes place, and that translation is of what, that is one parameter is converted into other parameter. Okay, so that is nothing but the secondary measurement. Then next is a tertiary measurement. Tertiary measurement, the indirect measurement involving two conversations are called tertiary measurement. That tertiary measurement is a type of indirect measurement, and in that case there are two conversion will takes place. Means here one parameter is converted into second parameter, and second parameter is converted into third parameter, means two conversion or two translation will takes place. Okay, so there are example, that is measurement of static pressure by Bourdon tube pressure gauge, and measurement of speed of a rotating shaft by means of electric tachometer. Electric tachometer is available in our measurement system lab. At the time of offline classes we will see how we can measure the speed of a rotating shaft with the help of tachometer. Okay, so first here we will understood the measurement of static pressure by Bourdon tube pressure gauge. Okay, on the next slide there is a diagram of Bourdon tube pressure gauge. Here we can observe the Bourdon tube pressure gauge. This is the Bourdon tube pressure gauge. Okay, so on one end the pressure source is there, and this tube or the circular, or what we can say that quarter circular tube is a flexible one. Okay, once we pressurize air or some pressurized fluid through this Bourdon tube, it will become deflect. Okay, or it will become elongate. Because of that elongation, this close end of the Bourdon tube, the mechanical linkage is connected. Here we can observe the mechanical linkage, and to the mechanical linkage, at the end of mechanical linkage there is one sector is attached, and that sector is meshed with the gear, spur gear. Once we apply the pressure to the open end of the Bourdon tube, the Bourdon tube will become elongate. That elongation is transmitted to the sector through the mechanical linkage, and because of that connection with the gear, that spindle provided to the center of the pinion or gear, it will be show some deflection on the scale. Okay, graduated scale. So how one parameter is converted into other, and other parameter is converted into third parameter that we will have to study with the help of this block diagram. Here in this figure we can see that here the primary sensor is there, then secondary sensor is there, and tertiary sensor is there. Okay, so once the pressure we have blown the pressure, or we have applied the pressure to the open end of the Bourdon tube gauge, that pressure is converted into small displacement of what, the small displacement of the Bourdon tube close end. Okay, then small displacement is again converted into large displacement of a pointer against the scale, and which is possible only because of the mechanical linkage, sector, and the pinion. Okay, means primary signal, that is nothing but the pressure, is converted into a small displacement, that is secondary signal, and secondary signal that is converted into large displacement of the pointer against the scale. Now that primary signal, that is pressure, is acted on the first translation, that is Bourdon tube, and second translation means rack and pinion. Rack and pinion काय करते, second translation करते, means what, the small displacement is converted into a large displacement of the pointer, and which is done by the rack and pinion. Rack and pinion means what, sector and the pinion. Okay, so this is nothing but the measurement of tertiary measurement. Here the pressure is transformed into small displacement, and small displacement is converted into large displacement of the pointer against the scale. Okay, so this is nothing but the tertiary measurement. So I think all of you have understood what is tertiary measurement, where the true conversions will take place, that is nothing but the tertiary measurement. In the diagram also we have studied how the pressure measurement with the help of Bourdon tube pressure gauge takes place. Okay, and there is one setup also available in our measurement system lab. Okay, you can see the video related to the Bourdon tube pressure on the YouTube, or I will show that video in the animated video of the Bourdon tube pressure gauge in the next lecture. Okay, so here we will stop today, or what we have covered in this lecture, that what is measurement, what are the significance of the measurement system, then measure methods, that is direct and indirect, then we have studied primary, secondary, and tertiary measurement system. Okay, so we will stop over here, and in the next lecture we will start the generalized measurement system. Okay, what are the different components of the generalized measurement system, then input stage, what is input stage, what is intermediate stage, and what is output stage, that we will see in details in the next lecture. So today we will stop over here. Thank you.